again, recognizing the situation, what it is, right?
Awareness.
And just figuring out the solutions as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Or, right, what are those steps to the solution? Mm-hmm. Are you putting yourself in position to overcome that?
Welcome to the Focal Flip Podcast. Every week we take a deep dive into the mystery and stigma behind mental health and explore real-life stories of struggle and triumph. We aim to educate and encourage others as we bring together a diverse group of guests. From the streets to sanctuaries, classrooms to boardrooms, mental health does not discriminate, neither do we. Prepare to laugh, prepare to cry, prepare to be changed. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Focal Flip Podcast. It's Mike, your host. Today, I've got my guy, Ricardo Johnson, head coach, Holy Cross boys basketball, the Indians. Man, how are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing good. I appreciate you letting me come out here.
Yeah,
share my story. Just talk.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you saying yes. And we'll get into the kind of the history and stuff, but I'll just share with you, kind of what I've observed with you and how I'm a big basketball fan. I have been my whole life. So, and I also have a weird memory. Okay. Like it's like What's a steel trap. It's like a steel trap. So I coached for a little while, and then I've had a few years off where I could just kind of be neutral and spectate just because I love the sport.
Yeah, for sure.
And so when it started Focal Flip, we had this little basketball twist to it, this coaching twist to it. And Jason and I started hanging out quite a bit. He's an old childhood friend like we were talking about before. But I was probably 4 weeks behind until I got to see Cross play this year. Okay. And that was my first time getting to see you coach.
Who were we playing?
Scott. Were you at Scott?
We were. It was a Scott tournament. Yeah. There was a Scott tournament.
Yeah. Was that Simon?
Yeah. No. It was at Scott High School. We played Simon.
You played Simon at Scott High School?
We played Simon at Scott High School.
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
We actually had a pretty good game that day.
Yeah, whatever. I'm talking about.
Yeah, don't show Trent this clip right here.
Trent's seeing the clip, bud. Welcome to Focal Flip.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Trent, Coach Steiner, man.
Yeah, shout out Coach Steiner. But that was the thing. Pioneers had a great team. I was following them this season. That was defensive. I love tough nose stuff. I'm old school. Okay. But that was the first time I saw your team play. And then I went and watched them, I think a total of 4 times. And every single time they got better. Yeah. I mean,
you just gotta get better.
Yeah.
I teach being an everyday guy, just getting better every single day. So
oh man, you could see it. You could see it. Like for example, Cooper's program does like the 1% thing, And that's one thing is being a neutral spectator now and knowing the sport, and you can watch it and see that growth. Yeah. So like towards the end of the season, I was devastated. I have to tell you, you did one hell of a job coaching, and those kids did one hell of a job executing. We've all said it, and you've probably heard it from your friend group, but all of us here in the southern part of these counties, we all saw it. It was amazing. Man. And the kids, Rominger, everybody. Yeah. Erlich, Will, great job. Man,
those guys, it's all about Jimmy's and Joe's. At the end of the day, I only care about my players and our development. What we do, like, we're going to get better. Yeah. Like, we're going to get better, and it's my job to figure it out fast. It's the way the world is today, right? Whether if it's microwave success, but, like, we're going to put the work in. And my players, whether if it's showing up on just optional workouts on a Saturday or a Sunday, like we're gonna get in the gym. And it's not when people say get in the gym, like, oh, we're gonna be in there for like 3 or 4 hours. Like, nah. It's with a purpose, it was with pace, attention to detail, like all the things that I've learned throughout my career, whether if it's playing, like coaching, like all those little things that matter and applying it to like what really matters. Yeah. So, it might just be 45 minutes of just a little detailed thing. Yeah. And just like, we're going to get better at something. Yeah. Like while we're here. We ain't wasting nobody's time.
That's amazing because the players absolutely bought in. It's a unique art form being a coach. But when you have players buying in like that, growing throughout the year and facing the talent that we have in the 9th region, it's remarkable. I know players from every team and coaches from each team. Yeah. And when you guys came out that game, I'm like, wow. like every time you guys kept getting better. I'm just like, this is a fantastic game plan, like putting your kids in the best opportunity, and then watching them go out with poise and composure and really execute.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we just like, whether if it's film, actually being on the floor, team bonding, it just, those guys, they're so invested into the program. And I reiterate that message because being on the outside, right? I didn't graduate from Holy Cross, right? So being able to create our own identity, with the Holy Cross community behind us, say, hey, this is the way we're going to do things, right? It's just hard work every single day. Like shout out to my seniors, Will, Gavin, Jonah, and it started with Carson Ryansman last year when I first took over, just those guys just being invested and believing in the vision. And I think being a former player, it helps because I can connect with them and see hey, why did you make that play? Okay, why did you make this play? So seeing one thing from a coach's perspective and those guys on the floor, like trying to produce at a high level, whether if you're coming off a ball screen, snaking it, looking to the other third, you're attacking a drop coverage or a hard head. Okay, now you got to take, bounce back dribble. Now you're looking at all your options. Like, is the guy tagging? Is he rolling?
Yeah.
Is he like what is he doing? So teaching those guys like how you play basketball.
That's it.
Right. And just, again, like I played at the Division I basketball. So
yes, you did.
So showing that, telling my guys, okay, like different reads, like all that little stuff matters, man.
All right, let's start walking through it. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's start walking through it. Thanks for sharing that, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, he'll have me running through a wall, man. He's like, this is it's so unique because you're very professional. You're so soft-spoken, but you're so passionate when you coach. Like, I love that. So, all right, man. First on our list is kind of the childhood upbringing all the way up to your high school days. I definitely watched you ball in high school, man.
Yeah.
Unreal player. Great player, dude. I have a deep respect for Holmes High School because you're a graduate of Holmes.
Yeah.
I used to love watching like Al Huff and all them play, like back in the day. That was a long time ago, back when Stowers and them, Brendan Stowers was playing. But so, anyways, walk us through it, man.
No, man, the good thing. So playing for Holmes is it all started like in elementary school where. In Covington, there's only like 5 elementary schools. And so, you got one middle school. So, my class, all we did was just play basketball at AAU. Whether if it's my brother, Jeremiah Johnson, Elijah Pittman, Jamil Rowley. You could throw a Reyes Henderson in there, Brayon Avery. Like, everybody in I played high school with, like, no one played football. So I don't know if that was an advantage, like, or what, but at the same time, we were all like 6'3", 6'4" guards, not bigs. You look around, you see 6'4", 5 men. Like, dude, like I was like I'm 6'4", 6'5", like 6'4", 6'5". Like I'm a 2 guard. I'm a 2 guard, right? I'm a 2 guard in high school. So just that's literally in Covington. Like all I did was just play basketball outside. Yeah. Whether if it's at
where'd you get play?
Randolph Park, 15,
Randolph, baby,
in Latonia. If you're a hooper, like you know now, you know
about Randolph Park.
You know Randolph Park. Playing out in Latonia, I literally played every day. Yeah. That's all I did. And so like believe it or not, I don't even know how to fish. I've never fished a day in my life.
Because you've been hooping, bro.
I just hoop. I just play basketball.
What if you're not playing and you studying ball?
Absolutely. It's fun. It's a funny story because I was getting ready for. We had won the. We had lost. We lost the Cuff Calf in the district final, and so right away I'm turning the page, just trying to prepare my guys. Like literally, I stay up until like, no lie, probably 1:30 just watching film. Watching game, like, cause I love it so much, and so like we're gonna get into like why I'm like that. It just I just all I do is just basketball, man.
I love it, man.
Just basketball.
I love it.
So
you're gonna have to start coming out here hanging out a lot more, man. We come out here and talk hoop all the time, just hang out. Yeah.
Oh man,
that's amazing.
But no, man, just all my life I just played basketball, nothing else really. Yeah. That's it. And it's like some of my friends kind of make fun of me because they would never stay at my house because that's all I did. And
you were like, you didn't even give them time?
No, I didn't. I'll be on my Huffy bike right in Latonia with a gallon of water, and I'll just be at the park all day in the summer.
Man, what time did you start?
Just
whenever you woke up.
Yeah, just like whenever I woke up. Just literally just get on the Huffy, just go around the city, right? Rather if it's Latonia, Covington, go down to Randolph, you go down to 15th.
Yeah,
you had the Huffy back then. Like cell phones wasn't even really a thing. So you just come back when the street lights come on. And so like every day I'm just going a different course to go hoop.
God, these are my favorite stories.
Yeah,
these are my favorite stories.
Yeah.
Kudos to you for that. A lot of respect for that. For me, man, same thing. I was either forking cow manure, helping my dad, or shooting ball.
Yeah.
So that ball was bouncing at like 6 a.m., dude. I'm trying to beat my dad. Trying to beat my dad to it. Be like, I'm working on my game.
You got the old hoop outside too, so I already know when I pulled up. Like, man.
I love it. All right, so Holmes High School, man. Kentucky high school basketball is special.
Oh yeah.
We have a special state tournament that is very, very difficult to get out of your region, let alone go and win state.
Yeah.
2009, man.
What a time to be alive.
Wow.
Man. What a time to be alive.
Wow. You guys were so good. Tell me about that season.
Man, leading up to that, like I didn't transfer to Holmes until I was a sophomore.
Yeah.
And so all through middle school, I went through like Two Rivers at the time.
Yeah.
All the elementary schools. Me and my brother, we transferred, I guess, back to Kentucky when we were like sophomores.
Yeah.
And so, back then, like my sophomore year, we lost to the state championship. To Mason County. Had Darius Miller. Turned out to be a pretty good player. Played at Kentucky. Played in the NBA a little bit.
NBA player. Got a big sign in front of the field house down there.
Yeah, something like that. Shout out to Darius Miller.
Yeah, shout out Darius Miller.
No, man, I was a sophomore high school. Again, we just played basketball. And that summer after that, we just got right back to work. So we go from we lose in the state championship. Right? We played 2 games. Who we played? We played.
God, it's so hard just to get to a state championship.
Yeah, sophomore year we played. I forget the first game we played, but we lost to Darius Miller, Mason County. Sophomore, I think I had like 15 points in a dunk. But the next year, 2009, man, we just hit the track. We just ran.
Yeah,
we just ran. Just got in the gym again. Like all we did was just play AAU basketball, playing outside. Like no football, so it was never no break.
Yeah, it's all basketball.
It's all basketball.
Yeah, indoor, outdoor, nonstop.
And so dude, you take away no phones, like dude, we just gonna be in the gym. We're just gonna go to the park. So it was that motivation that we had, from my sophomore year to my junior year. Like, man, we can be pretty good. I mean, at the time, I didn't even know. Believe it or not, I didn't even know what a redshirt year was in college, and so. Growing up when I was a freshman to a sophomore year when I started taking off. And so I think like Coach Sully or Coach Bud or Coach even Stubb, like somebody took me on my first unofficial visit to Xavier when I was a sophomore. And like you start learning about all this stuff. And like I was growing up and I was just playing basketball. So I didn't even know about all the stuff behind the scenes, like what went into it.
What went into it?
You can go to school for free. Like believe it or not, I had no idea.
No way.
I had no idea.
You really did stay outside on the court?
No, I did. So like my mom worked like 2 jobs. She worked at like a movie gallery somewhere.
Wow. Yeah, movie gallery
like
too.
Big Lots or somewhere. Like I don't know. And so my dad died when I was 9.
Oh wow.
So he had a stroke when I was 9. So me and my brother, we just it was just him and I just trying to find our way. And like we just used basketball as a ticket, I guess.
Wow.
So
that's so powerful, man.
So just
that gave me chills. It gave me chills just because like I know the word for that mom.
Yeah, man.
I also know strokes. Both my parents had them.
Oh man.
Yeah, so like I get it, buddy. I mean, 9 years old.
Yeah, man.
Just doing the thing, helping mom like crazy.
Yeah, man. And so with that, just try to focus on something like because at 9 years old, like everything doesn't register right. Mm-hmm. So you use like just basketball, whether if it's football or soccer, use a sport as an scapegoat.
Yeah.
And just try to change your mental state. Mm. And so, again, I use basketball for the love of the game and it just brought me to where I am today.
Yeah, well, that makes perfect sense because we were chatting a little bit earlier about how you enjoy your time like at the gym.
Yeah.
1 hour of hard focus. You do it with team and stuff too, and how, really cool. Really cool. I'm fascinated by it just because it's so hard to win. Yeah. It's so hard to win. Like, Highland's getting their state title not too long ago. It's like props to them. Anytime a 9th region team comes out of here and gets it done. I'm always root for them. Like, no matter if we're in it or not, it's just so hard playing in 2 back-to-back state championship games. You got to play 2 games on the same day. Yeah. Yeah, it's so hard, man. And just looking back, I got a at the time I got like different collages that I saved, like from the newspaper articles, and just looking back on it. Got old DVD. Well, yeah, I got old DVDs like DVDs were then. They were around then. Yeah, we were starting to rip them over from VHS.
Yeah. No, man, it was just that full circle, just that going from that sophomore year losing the state championship game, just that fight, that hunger, and okay, this is what it takes. So now taking what I already know again. Just applying more pressure like that. And at the time I was probably maybe top 15, top 10 in the state. My sophomore, like coming in as a sophomore, going to the state championship game. Well, think Billy Gillespie was a coach at the time. And so then 2009, that summer, sophomore year, 2009, we just played basketball.
That's amazing.
Just played basketball.
I love it.
So, state championship, state MVP.
MVP.
What is that? Double overtime. In regulation, my brother actually missed a layup in the regulation. So I had the ball probably at the elbow, hit the short post, long post rather. He went up. He should have dunked the basketball. So you can see on video, like he laid it up. The ball went all the way around and came out. It's like, oh, man.
I'm going to be going back and looking at all this stuff afterwards.
Yeah, man. Man, no, but we picked him up. He bounced back. He produced. He did well.
Feeling in the world.
Yeah, man. Again, he was another dude that just stayed in the gym though. So
yeah, that's the thing. You turn that into fuel, like, and that that was going to be one of my questions too. Losing your dad at 9 years old. You're super young, so you can't even process that stuff. So you went straight to basketball. Yeah. And that's just kind of where that mentality came, man. Where's this gentleness come from, man? Like you're like a in my opinion, like when I look at you, I've seen you like your hoop videos and I used to watch you play. I'm like, you're just a dog. and then I've also watched you have conversation with your players and stuff too. I was like, there's the relationship. Man, you're very very gentle, like somewhat soft-spoken.
No, man.
Is that because it's your first pod? Or?
No,
I can think that's your personality.
No, it's part of my personality. I just think, my family, my mom, my uncles, my mentors, they just said, I try to teach my players to always be a good person at the end of the day. You don't have to kiss tail, but you just be a good person. You know right from wrong, like what to do. And sometimes it's not about what you know, about who you know. So thinking long term, right? Maybe some people will put you in different positions to be successful. Like how hungry you gonna be to do whatever you want to do because you can do anything and just be a good person at the end of the day. So it's like, I'm not a millionaire or anything. Like I just work, just be a good person at the end of the day.
No, we appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
We appreciate that because some of that's pretty hard to find.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like if you look for it, you always find it. Sometimes it's special breed, man. Special breed. So tell me about Ohio University. Division I basketball. I find it funny because we have conversation with like parents and people all the time. And I'm like, look, I'll take you to the gym and show you the difference and the layers and the levels of that skill set and that talent. So here you are coming out of Covington, Kentucky. Yeah. Why Athens, Ohio?
Well, number one, Athens was probably number one party school in the country at the time. No, I'm kidding. No, I had
they had a hell of a Halloween party.
Yeah, man. What a time to be alive, man. If you got a chance to go to Athens for Halloween, go ahead. Go ahead for sure. No, I mean I had wild. So it's funny because John Gross, who's now at Akron, they just beat Miami of Ohio last night to go to the NCAA tournament. That's who I played for. But the guy that recruited me the most was Chris Holtmann. The same guy who coached Jacob Meyer as well. It's funny. It's funny how things just come full circle, right? No, I mean, I had a really, really good relationship with Chris Holtmann. Like, we used to talk on the phone all the time.
Yeah.
And you know, it's crazy because I didn't even know John Gross was the head coach. That's how much I was so locked in with Chris Holtmann. And so then I finally met Coach Gross. He's an unbelievable person. You know, I felt like those guys were so locked in and like detailed oriented. I feel like he had an answer for every strategy that the opposing team have, and then like the counter we would have for that. So like he's like the details, man, the sense of urgency, the pace, you know, how he connected with his players. And so when I committed to Ohio, I finally got to campus. Actually, Chris Holtmann, he took a job at Gardner-Webb to be the head coach. I'm like, okay, here it is. It's me and you know, I'm up here in Athens. Had an unbelievable time. My first freshman year, we go to like the CBI tournament, right? Like the next year, we go to the NCAA tournament. So
yeah,
and then we go to the NIT tournament.
You played Michigan, didn't you?
That's my sophomore year. We played and beat Michigan. We played South Florida.
And Florida's the other one, yeah.
Yeah, and we lost to North Carolina. They had Kendall Marshall, who was hurt, but they had Harrison Barnes, John Henson, Cody Zeller, PJ Henson. So they had like 6 lottery dudes.
Dude, that's team. Like 6'8" and up, except for Kendall.
Man, it was like Reggie Bullock. You got him too. So it's like seven NBA players on one roster. I think we ended up losing by 7. They had like 20 offensive rebounds.
What was it like?
Like it's like
what was it like playing against him?
I mean, he was a giant, but like I guarded Harrison Barnes. So
that's what I mean. What was it like playing Harrison Barnes?
And I was ready, dude. Like, what's up? What's up? And like probably at the time, I probably played like I came off the bench, so I went from like, you know, and I tried to tell my players like, and I don't talk too much about my story, but basically going from being a man in high school to like being a role player invested for the team in college, because everybody's role is different, right? And so you got to have that mindset. You know, having that one common goal, okay, I just want to win. So what are you willing to give up and sacrifice for the team at the end of the day? So I got rings for days because I was selfless. I was selfless. I just want to win at the end of the day by any means. So I basically went from like you know, pretty good high school player to a defensive stopper in college. And so I had my match against Harrison Barnes. We was actually in the same class. It was like, he supposed to be the next Kobe. What's up? Like, I'm strapping my shoes up.
I swear, I'm gonna be watching old film after this.
What's up?
I can't wait.
So he I'm
trying to think back to those years.
Yeah, that was
I don't miss a lot of games.
That was 2012 run, graduated in 2 years ago. 2012, man. So
that's wild.
Yeah, so we and I feel like we was playing in St. Louis. I just felt like the entire arena was just full of Bobcats. And so the next round we would have played Kansas. They had the Morris twins, Robinson,
Marcus and Markeith.
Yeah, them dudes, man. And then they had like a big time guard, man. But it's just that whole experience, man. You walk out the tunnel. And then just, it's the bright lights. Like, man, like this is what you see on TV. Like NCAA tournament, like we hear, the open practices. And it's not so much of the game, but it's everything else that you can remember and take with you.
Are you an emotional guy?
Am I an emotional guy? I mean,
yeah.
I'm real passionate. I'm really passionate about like my craft. I'm really passionate about.
When you walked out at the lights, and you've accomplished.
At the region or when I was playing?
Playing. Playing for OU.
I mean,
because you literally just told me about the story. I mean, the work.
Yeah.
It was outside. It was park ball. It was just a rotation of playing ball nonstop. And then you deal tragedy when super young. You use basketball to fuel that even farther.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just.
No, it's just like, this the life that you ask for, you put the work in to be on a big stage. That was more so my mindset. right? So
manifest it.
all this work that you put in when no one's watching, eventually, like the work is going to show. Eventually, if you trust in the process, like it's going to show. Like dudes like work out, do skills training, all that. Like that's cool and all, but like, is it translating in the game?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Are you getting downhill, going 2 to the baseline, pull a jump shot, out of rim, attacking long closeouts? Or are you going through the cone 50 times and not going anywhere? Like what really matters in what you're doing? Like, are you applying it in real time?
Super attention to detail.
Man, it's like you only get
it's a game of seconds and inches, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a lot of folks.
They don't.
It really is. That's why, like, when Coach is talking about that attention to detail, as you increase the level and as you get older, the area of opportunity is smaller, and when it arrives, you better be ready.
Yeah,
and that's the thing of putting in that work and being honest about yourself. Don't be fake, because it's going to get exposed.
It's going to get exposed eventually at some point.
100%. At some point, it will get exposed. Your weaknesses will be exposed.
And you know what? Like everything that goes on, like no parent, aunt, or uncle can save you within those lines. Over the course of 32 minutes, let's just say you use high school time, in 32 minutes, like no one can save you within those lines. Yeah. So you say you're working out, but like, are you working out? Like, what are you working out on? Because like no one really can save you within those lines.
Exactly.
And so,
you can be at the gym.
Hey.
Or you can be at the gym, in the gym, or you can be working.
Hey man. Because I know my mindset, and when I tell my dudes, like, what's up, man? What's up?
That's cool.
What's up? Like, we're here. Like, what's up?
I love it, man.
So
no wonder your kids like you. No wonder your kids like it. That's cool. No wonder the Holy Cross community is really liking this guy. That's pretty cool. Good dude. You're a good dude, man.
We just work.
Yeah.
I don't care about nothing else. We just work, man. My players, man. That's the only thing I care about.
Yeah. Oh, I can tell. We'll get there. We'll get there. Hold on a second. Hold the brakes. Rick.
No.
All right. So OU ends, and you want to stick with it. So
it's a funny story because
how does that come? He became a GA, guys. He became a GA at Xavier under Coach Chris Mack. So take us into that.
So I'm gonna back up a little bit. So
okay, go ahead.
My senior year of college, right? So I came off the bench all years of college besides my senior year. I played by all conference guys. Mind you, like I just wanted to win. Obviously, I competed every single day, playing against the all conference dude. Like he's one of my best friends till this day. So. Funny story. My senior year, we're so in college you get 2 preseason scrimmages. So my first one we played Xavier, right? And so I had at the time Jim Christian was my coach. He's now at where is he at? Quinnipiac or something like that, somewhere. So he brought me and another guy into his office. Like this is getting ready to lead up into our scrimmage like the day before. He brings us into his office like, hey, I don't know which one of you 2 guys I'm going to start, because one day, Rick, you have a good day. The next day, so-and-so, you have a good day. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to flip a coin to see who's going to start the first half and going to start the second half. So he flipped the coin. Boom. I started this second half. So basically I didn't start. So from there, that I had, so in that scrimmage, I had 20 points in a scrimmage against Xavier. And then my entire senior year, I started up until the last non-conference game of the season. Wow. So, like, from that moment, that was a teaching point. Like, I'm never going to put in a decision, like, to let my coach, like, a 50-50 chance, right? It's like, who's going to start and who's going to come off the bench.
Wow.
So then with that.
Your mindset shifted completely.
Mike, with that, so I go from 20 points in the scrimmage against Xavier, started my senior year. The last non-conference game of the season, I break my leg.
Oh God, I forgot that.
I break my leg in 3 places.
I forgot all about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that needs to. I don't know why I didn't put that on.
Nah, you're good.
Keep going.
So
gosh, that's wild.
Yeah.
I had a crazy flashback right then when that happened.
Yeah.
Man, okay, go ahead. Keep going.
So I break my leg in 3 places, and so I missed the entire second half of the season. So mentally, you got, like, I'm all over the place. Like emotionally, I'm all over the place, because they just go to show you, like, if something can be taken away from you just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that. Right? So again, I'm having a good senior year. Like I've never been injured in my entire high school career. Last non-conference game of the season of my senior year in college, I break my leg.
Oh my gosh.
So, right, but check this out. So my mindset, like I'm just, okay, what's next? Like, what do I need to do? So I go through the recovery process and I got to make a decision, right? If I'm going to go to school, I'm going to get it paid for free. Like I don't have the money to come out of pocket. So using basketball as a tool to, there's different avenues kind of, because I like school. Not saying I was a straight A student. Like I qualified. I had like a 3.5 GPA. Oh, yeah. I had like A's and B's.
You just like learning.
Like I just got it done by any means, right? So I graduate, boom. I come back home, I'll be a freshman coach at Holmes High School. A freshman coach. So during that time, I worked with James Pouncey and Chuck Hendricks. Shout out to my guys.
Yeah, shout out Pounce, baby.
The Tar Heels. So I got in, and again, like growing up with AU, like I played for James and all that, the Tar Heels, like the KY players, like all that.
Dude, Tar Heels been legit for ages, man.
Yeah. So so we the Tar Heels had a girls program. So, I'm talking with James, like, man, like, what should I do next? Because at that 23, 25 window, okay, like, you're trying to figure out, like, what you want to do next in life.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I'm just going to go back home. I'm a coach AAU. I'm a coach freshman basketball, trying to figure it out. So perfect opportunity. Boom. On our girls program, Coach Mack was on the team. So I said, hey, like, James, let me run practice. So going through my whole high school career, I developed a relationship with Chris Mack, right? Because he was recruiting me to go to Xavier.
Yeah.
I mentioned before, like my sophomore year, he was an assistant coach for Sean Miller. So it's crazy how everything comes full circle, right? So I'm running practice AAU, like for the girls program his daughters played on. So after that, boom. I'm laying down. At the time, I'm working at the school still. I was working at like 6th District Elementary. I was like an 8 or something. Like I'm just 23, just going through life trying to figure it out. I get it. Right. So boom, I get a call from he was the director of operations at Ohio University at the time. His name is Chip Cunningham. Shout out Chip. That's my dog.
Shout out Chip.
He said, hey, Rick J, what's up? I'm like, what's good? What's going on? He said, hey, you want to get into college coaching? I'm like, so I perked up like, talk to me, like, what's up? So he started saying like, okay, he started selling me, hey, it's Panola Junior College. It's East Texas. Okay. So as I'm doing my homework, I'm like, man, these dudes, they're last in the conference of their conference that they had. Like, and it's JUCO. It's one of the best junior college leagues, like Region 14. So for those who know, like, JUCO basketball, you got like Chipola, you got Tyler Junior College, Trinity Valley Junior College, you got all these junior colleges. Like I'm learning, but like the people that know basketball, like know junior college basketball. So one of the best regions in the country. So I'm like, man, I don't have no kids. I'm not married. Like what? Like, yeah, let's do it.
Let's roll.
Let's do it. So here's the thing. So I got 3 meals. I got 3 meals a day. At the cafeteria, and I got free housing. So what I did was, boom, I accepted offer. So I drove to Texas 14 hours, and I worked third shift at Whataburger. Wow. So that's how I was able to get money in my pocket. So mind you, I didn't get paid. I took a voluntary position to Panola Junior College.
Wow.
Right, and then I just
How long were you there?
I was there a year. But what I did was so I worked third shift. Hustle, work guys out. So throughout the course of the year, like D1 colleges would come through the gym. So that's how I started building my rapport. Started networking. Like literally you got the Big 12 schools coming in, Mack schools, like schools from all over the place. I'm literally building my relationships or network with 30 plus coaches that came through.
All with the big goal in mind of being a coach.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going through life. Yeah. Right. Like I got a plan. Like I know what I want to do.
Yeah,
these are the steps that
You're
I'm
laying
doing
the
to get
piece
there.
of the groundwork by the relationships.
So I'm like, boom, I'm building these relationships. I'm understanding. Okay, at the end of the day, it's all about Jimmy's and Joe's. right? Like players, you gotta have dudes to put the ball in the basket.
It's Jimmy's and Joe's.
You gotta have Jimmy's and Joe's.
You got to
Like,
make baskets, and you got to stop the ball.
That's it. Jimmy's and Joe's. So developing relationship, working these guys out. You know, my guys. I was a third assistant. Like, and again, I'm just a young cat. I'm just learning as well. But one, I just know being a good person. Two, I just get in the gym and what that looks like. Mm-hmm. So, I had a buddy through AAU, Alan Payne. He's an assistant down at Georgia State. Shout out Alan. AP,
shout out Alan.
Shout out AP, man.
Get the shout outs out there.
Shout out AP.
My podcast is allowed for all that stuff.
He said, Rick. So I'm like, hey, I'm kind of sharing my plans. Say, hey, they got this a GA spot coming open. So what you want to do? I said, hey, I want you to put the work in. I want you to put the word in and say, hey, this is what I want to do. So what I did was, okay, I had three GA positions I was pursuing. Boston College, where my junior senior year, Jim Christian was the coach for me. So my freshman, after my sophomore year at Ohio, Gross took the job to go to Illinois.
Yeah.
Boom.
Dang.
Jim Christian come in for my last 2 years. Fast forward, I'm at Panola Junior College. You know, where do I want to go? So I can go to Boston College. Okay, they're last in the ACC, right? They're not very good, right? Because like this time you got Zion Williamson, RJ Barrett, like you got these creatures in the like in the ACC, like dudes, right, across the board. So
yeah.
you got the, you know, and they're at the bottom half of the ACC, like, and I want to win. It's like Boston College, the cost of living is through the roof. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, just
Northeast and Northeast,
like,
man.
like as I'm learning, getting older, like I'm starting thinking about all these little things that matter. So Boston College was one. Illinois, where John Gross was, like that was two. It was on the back end of like, you know, like how they gonna do? Like I don't know. Like, and it was Illinois, you got Ohio State, Michigan State, and then you had Xavier. And so I'm like, hey, if I'm gonna come back home, it's gonna be for a reason, right? So boom, I reached out to Coach Mack. I kind of tied in, hey, you know, our relationship prior to this, and this is why I wanted the job. So I sent him emails. I wrote him a letter expressing my interest. Like, hey, like I want to come home to Cincinnati, and this is why. So I flew back home to meet. I told my boss, like, hey, and he wanted me to go. Shout out Grant McMillan, Grant and Adam. Those my dudes, man. Shout out to those guys as well. So he always pushed me to go. Like, cause you're not gonna stay here for too long. Like, I want you. Like, his goal and his job was wanting me to, you know, he's put me in front of these coaches, but it's my job to put the work in as well, right? Bringing all these coaches in, like it's no sense in me sitting in the corner over there, right? They say,
time to network,
yeah,
baby.
man, say what's up, what's going on. Like this is what you want to do. Like, here it is, right? So, you know, and it's crazy because he didn't know Chris Mack. He didn't know Chris Mack. So basically, I'm like, hey, there's a GA opportunity. I'm going to go for it. This is what I'm going to do. So during the Final Four, I flew back home, right? Flew back home to Cincinnati. I met with Coach Mack, and he gave me the GA role there. Man. So yeah, after leaving, taking a voluntary position, right? I didn't get paid at all.
That's wild.
I drove 12 to 13 hours in my little Honda. Working
at Whataburger, getting 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
Dude, that is so
I literally worked 11 to 7.
Sacrifice, bro. I mean, that's it.
11 to 7.
If you want it, you can go get it. It just takes sacrifice.
Yeah, what do you want to do in life?
Yeah, what are you willing to let go of?
Think about it. Like, after all these schools, I volunteered to a school in Texas.
That's so wild.
I could have went to, somewhere in the tri-state area. But I said, hey, take that leap of faith. I'm going to go to Texas. I'm going to see what kind of person that I can become.
Wow.
With people that I can meet and pass in. So now your little network start from a little bread basket. Now it's expanding across.
Yeah.
So rather if it's never meeting a stranger. Well,
we're very like-minded, my friend.
So
very like-minded. So that's what the whole life is all about.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
all on relationships, man.
Relationships, man.
It's the whole thing. You do your own. If you don't do the work, and you don't get something, don't cry, man. Like, that's it. So it's just doing the work.
So fast forward a little bit. So that's why. So I got the GA spot, was there for 2 years. The first year, we won the Big East title. The second year, we ended up going to the Elite Eight. Coach Mack was the coach of the year. Man, that dude, his basketball mind, like, number one, he's a good person. I think so in my mind.
Yeah, I've heard great things about him.
Number two, like that, like, we practiced for maybe, was it 2 hours maybe? We going to get something done for 2 hours. Like, we going to get better within this time. So, and he had that, he showed me having that work balance life, like that work and home life. Like with his kids and how he interacted with them. Yeah, like he cared about his players.
He was very balanced, it seemed like.
Oh yeah. Very, like, we going to get some work done. We're going to get some work done.
It's so fascinating, the ones who are balanced, that have such attention to the detail and still are able to balance life.
Yeah. So so Dermot, so check this out. So it was year one. We're playing, we were like probably top 10 in the country. We're playing Baylor in Waco. So the night before, okay, like, coaches, they usually get together, talk about game plan, rather, shooting the shit a little bit, just kind of talking, but like game plan, you do all the other stuff. So we're sitting there, we're like, it's year one as a GA. So I'm more so like a fly on the wall, right? Mm-hmm. Just kind of taking it all in. Observation. So it's like 4 coaches in there and me and the other GA. So like we're in there talking, and I'm this close to AP. Coach Mack hands AP the clipboard, say, hey, draw me up a play for the first play of the game. And I'm looking at him, he's looking at Mack, we're just like, dang. Like, we're top, this is about to be a top 5 matchup. The coach of the year,
nasty.
The coach of the year is handing you the clipboard, say, hey, I'm just watching, but just being able to experience this and say, draw up a play. What? It's like, at the time, like, he didn't like go right away. It's like kind of hitting, they caught him off guard a little bit, right? So just being in that moment, just always trying to be prepared, like, because you never know. And if the big dog's asking you, hey, like, show me what you got on a fly like that, like he's trusting you a little bit, like, want to see where you're at. You want to be in college coaching, right? Like, this is what you need to do. Like, in a top 5 matchup, the whole country's watching you.
When preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah.
So,
success. And then like just always just trying to be prepared, man. Rather if it's film, game planning. Like, the coach of yours is asking my man, okay, draw up a play. Draw up a play against a Baylor. Mind you, they end up beating us, but
how did the play go?
It was like a lob for like Eb Sumner or something like that.
Dude, that's crazy. That's
cool. When they were playing like that 1-1-3 zone.
Oh, the amoeba? It's like an amoeba zone.
Yeah, it was weird.
1-1-3 with the wings extending.
Dude, it was
guarding your yard on the sides.
Trying to gain, and then, like, their wings were like 6'7",
huge,
6'7". Like, in high school, 6'7" in Northern Kentucky, you're a post player. But if you're in the Big 12, them 6'7", 2 guards, 3 guards, like on the wing, like extended.
They're so long.
Think about being on a scout team trying to simulate it. Like, you can't.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't. It's like looking ahead. We played Florida State. You trying to simulate. They had like what's his name? Big Isaac and Jonathan Isaac, Dwayne Bacon. Like, Jonathan Isaac was a 6'10" 2 guard at Florida State. Not to mention he was a lottery pick.
Got me thinking about Michael Beasley. He was one like that too.
Oh, you talk about National Player of the Year, that Michael Beasley.
6'10".
the lefty.
Play point all the way through the 5.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, man.
So do you think that most of, earlier in our episode you were talking about, we'll get around to my attention to detail. Do you think the majority, it just feels like you've always had attention to detail and it grew, but did you get the most of your attention to detail under Mack? Or what do you think? Where do you think you got the most of, that structure and that attention to detail as you're, becoming a GA and then eventually up into leading your own program here shortly?
I think my attention to detail came when I was with Mack at Xavier, because it's the Big East, right? You playing. Villanova had Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart,
Jay Wright,
Jay Wright, Josh Hart, and Dante DiVincenzo. He came off the bench. So, like, their attention to detail, like, in that league, just like in him, like, everything mattered. Rather if it's passing, cutting, shooting, right? How are you going to guard them? Are you down inside line ball screens? Are you going over the top? Are you dropping the plug in? Like, it's so much. Are you twisting the angle of the screen.
Yeah.
Right. So now what's your attack? Are you dribbling down into the, the short corner, looking for the skip, throw the left-hand pass hook, looking at the dive on the pocket bounce, getting right to the front of the rim? So to answer your question, it came from Xavier because I was able to get exposed to that high level basketball, being in the top 15 in the state, like in the country, right? If there was any pressures or something, it's like maintaining a certain expectation every single day from your staff, from your players, from your managers. Like no one gets it easy because everybody got to do their part in order to keep this thing rolling. So rather if it's being on scout attack or scout team.
Well, you knew you had to be prepared, man. Coach just hit you with that game against Baylor. That's just an eye opener right there. It's like,
absolutely.
Maybe I better be on my game.
Yeah, so I'm like being ready if he's going to ask me that in year 2 or later on in year 1. Rather if he's getting on the scout team, guys, I'd rather give like the starters a look. Try to execute the game plan and getting on the scout team, guys, for not doing it at a high level or let alone not good enough, emphasizing enough. To counter where we need to be. So it's like just man, I'm very grateful for my time. Just my little journey, just learning and just being in that coaching circle, being from a player, like trying to put the ball in the basket, being on the other side. Okay. Yeah. Here's my players. You're plugging and you're pulling. What match, what don't go. Like so it's so much goes into it. Rather being you learning, being a fly on the wall. Like I even try to tell my manager now, like, dude, try to be a manager for a college team. That's what you want, and you'll see, you'll understand why I'm on you the same way I'm on the coaches or why I'm on the players.
Yeah, I'm grateful. For you making a decision to come and coach high school ball. You know what I mean? Because that's it. Yeah. You know what it takes, and the appreciation for how quick the game is, where it's at level wise, high school. That attention to detail alone with your experience, man, that pedigree, that's going to carry over really well at Holy Cross High School, in my opinion. Really, I've always looked at that school very highly. A lot of educated kids, been a lot of great coaches, a lot of great players. A lot of rich tradition there.
I mean, I just, with the whole Holy Cross
thing. It all makes sense now. Like, as I watched them from those 4 or 5 games that I did watch total for the year. Yeah, I can see you working on staying on huddle till 2 a.m. Yeah. And then trying to figure out how you're going to fit all this super attentive stuff in 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, just, every day I wake up, I'm very grateful for the interview committee, for the AD and the principal down at Holy Cross. Yeah. Because they gave me an opportunity. They listened to my vision. They just listened to my vision. And so being invested into my vision, which led me here today. Going into year 2, we go 17 and 12. I thought we played a pretty good schedule.
Yes, you did.
We ended the season. Everyone knows how our season ended. Right. So
everybody in Northern Kentucky, everybody all over.
So, every single day I'm grateful every time I put on a Holy Cross shirt because they invested in me. They just listened to my vision. And they were invested. And so going into year 2, lost in the quarterfinals, it'll probably just fuel my guys more just to get better. I mean, you just, in that game, right? If you understand basketball, right, you understand strategy. You understand game plan. It's not necessarily putting the ball in the basket if that's your role on a team. Some people got roles to score. Some people got roles to do both. Yeah. Some people just, be a good teammate on the bench. But if you understand game planning and strategy, you saw the grand scheme of things of what we tried to do. And so, if we're gonna lose on a buzzer beater shot like hat talk, and mind you, right, this all conference dude making a play.
Yeah, it's me.
That's basically saying, hey, Coach Ricardo Johnson, we're gonna give you the ball at the top of the key. Everybody else get out the way. Go make a play.
Do your thing.
And you got to live with that. Like, players gonna make plays.
It's basketball.
It's basketball. But a basketball mind understand game planning, preparation, strategy, plugging and pulling. right? Hey, be a good teammate. Yeah. And it's not. It was we gonna use it as motivation.
I know you are.
Right?
I know, and I expect nothing less. Seriously, yeah. I know that I know you as a person because it was wild. Because I mean, when you execute a game plan so well, and Meal coming down hitting the shot, dude, that was the start of the devastation. Buzzer beaters at the end of the year for me, because then I rolled down. Yeah. I rolled down to the 8th region tourney.
It was another buzzer beater, right?
Bro. My Nears put together an incredible fourth quarter. Jay Bilton, Banks, and then the Julian kid. Golly,
it was like it kind of bounced
your emotions
off.
Just fly all over. Yeah, it's like what? So that's crazy.
I mean, just at least just. For the rest of their lives, right? Especially my seniors, and which they've never experienced being in a region tournament. Say, hey, I played in a region tournament. 20 years from now, they won't remember our record.
That's a fact.
They gonna remember. Hey, when I was a senior, I played in a region tournament. We lost on the buzzer beater, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. I lost
by all conference, dude. Right? Regardless.
Mm-hmm. Mine was St. Henry.
So, I mean, if he missed a shot, right, go to overtime, whatever. Because 15 seconds, that's the only thing you can do. Just play your mano.
Yep.
That's it.
It's time to play up. That's straight up.
And then players making plays at the end of the day.
Well, you've had some heartbreakers, huh? Your brother has too, huh? Yeah, God, that's just part of the game, though. That's like, what do you do with that? It's like what some players, can cower away from it and delays their growth. Yeah. But you can own it. I mean, that's the thing is that sometimes I get so fascinated why kids won't choose to own things.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? It just takes special coaches, and we're getting better coaches and like left and right in the ninth. It's awesome. Like I'm having a ball getting all you guys in here. I'm grateful that you came, man. I really am.
No, I'm grateful, man. I definitely appreciate coming out.
Yeah, sure. No, it's been awesome. Yeah. I want to chat with you at the very end here on kind of like. You're a dog, man. You're a warrior. Some of these kids today, they're going through it, and I think coaches have such a unique skill set and just like this love and this passion for understanding people and behaviors. I noticed that your players, really, really tough kids. What's your thought, though, on mental health today with our youth? And what you see as opposed to how you have to handle some youth?
Going through this, like taking over a program, not just my players, like I got nephews, like I got a son, I got a daughter as well. It just, working with kids. Nowadays, you like the instant gratification, I think that's worrisome, right? Because like, are kids... Are they being trained to like handle hard work? Like what is hard work?
Yeah.
Handling, going through adversity. Like what is that? Like overcoming tough times. Right. So we, you pat them on the back, say, hey man, it's okay. Like sometimes it's not okay. Right. Rather if it's a lesson that you got to learn from, because you're thinking big picture. You're thinking long term. Right. I tell my kids, like one day eventually you're gonna sign off on the house. And there's gonna be days that you don't want to get up every day and go work. Like it happens, it's life. So when you take that jersey off from the last time, it's going to be completely different on the other side. You're not going to get too many second chances as you get older.
No, you don't.
So using sports and mental health is like being able to overcome, recognize the situation, okay, and coming up with a solution quick.
Yeah.
Again, recognizing the situation, what it is.
Awareness.
Right? And just figuring out the solutions as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Or what are those steps to the solution? Mm-hmm. Are you putting yourself in position to overcome that, or just going to be a Debbie Downer? Because when you get older, like
guilt, shame, remorse, pity,
like no one's going to care. So
thank you. Say it again.
Yeah, no one's going to care.
When you get older, no one's going to care.
No one's caring. So
bang.
JJ Watt? All right. He said, hey, has a T-shirt saying, nobody cares, work harder.
That's it.
Nobody cares.
Like, even if your excuses come out, it's like, just keep working.
Like, and like, I'm not naive. Like, everybody got stuff going on, right?
Sure.
Everyone has problems. Kids, like, and especially in high school, again, everybody has their own story, right? But it's like, what are you doing about it, though? What are you doing about it? Like, you can say, oh, this, and that. Like, what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
Is there more excuses or a solution, or just like, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Yes.
I showed up late. Okay, leave earlier.
I know we're gonna have an answer to everything, bro. I know.
Leave earlier.
We're gonna have an answer on every single thing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want you to tell you.
So let me ask you this: like, given your the way you grew up and being on the court a lot and just loving the game, and now we're in this society, in this world where tech really drives everything.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many great things from tech and media. But like, how do you think we can, sometimes I feel like these kids are desensitized. You know what I mean? Just kid groups in a whole. I'm not talking about like basketball players, but I feel like they've just been like kind of desensitized where like if something happens, it like should be affect them. It doesn't necessarily affect them, you know? So I'm like, what can we do to help kind of resensitize these kids or maybe show them how they can get off their phones for a little bit? You know, that's a tough, tricky question today.
Well, one, I don't think that's going to happen.
See, there you go.
Like, I think you just got to continue to give them the harsh reality because that's what it's going to be. You know, we need our phones. The world is always turning. Right?
Yep. We have to have it.
We have to have it. Right. But I think it's so much money out there that it can be made. Right. But what are you doing differently from Jimmy and Sean or Joe to get there? Just as an example. Yeah. Right. So if you want to be on phones, like the ones that do it, okay, you might be stuck and complacent. But the ones who can learn to, separate it, it's going to be a difference in their life.
Totally.
So, I mean, I'm kind of.
That's the thing I'm working on right now, Rick. Is that I'm working on getting them to separate.
Yeah.
Through like some different mindfulness stuff, and like the fruit that we're seeing from it already, just on some kids, it's legit.
Yeah.
Like my son quit ball. I was devastated. One thing I told myself was like, I hope my kids play basketball because I love the game. Yeah. But I'll never force my kid into it. Yeah. So Corbin was playing ball, and then this past year he quit, and I was like, it hit me, dude. Yeah. Like it just hit me so hard, and so this past year he's really been like onto the tablet. So we've been working on kind of like some mindfulness stuff because with not playing ball, it's like, oh man. So then just recently, him and my daughter go and grab a ball, start playing again. And it was like he did it naturally. Yeah. And I went and asked him, I said, let me ask you a question, man. I was like, did you do that because you loved it? Or was like, did you think you needed a break from tech? And he's like, I think I'm just ready to start enjoying these things.
Wow.
And I was like, this is crazy.
Wow.
And my daughter, who was a dancer for the longest time, and she sings and is playing piano, she goes out, grabs a rock, and starts draining it. Yeah. Dude, it was so cool. Well, like, so my 11-year-old, like, it's tough for her being a 6th grader, but she's got some of old Mike's loins, man. And it's crazy. No, I agree. So they're out doing the work and they're not on the phone. So and they came in and they were so much better. Just as kids, like as people, they weren't caught in this little zone. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. No, I think it's interesting you say that. I think it's good, and they probably should like put their phones down to the side. Let's just use basketball as an example, right? If a kid want to make like a 6th or 7th grade basketball team, right? He's on his phone all the time. He's like not getting better. Coach, why ain't you playing me? Why am I making a team? Right? So the moment when the other kid. He put his phone down. Rather he just go shoot to have fun. Yeah. Working on his mechanics or whatever he doing. That can maybe 30 minutes can be the difference. Yep. And somebody making a team or someone's not, or just you just taking a break from it.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Anyways, man, thank you for coming out today. Love watching Cross. I'm excited to watch you guys going forward now. Dude, Rick hooked it up with a shirt. You guys, it's in the background. I can't wait to. Oh, I'm going to be putting up a little reel with it. So he's now joined the inner circle. Welcome aboard, my man. Welcome aboard. Man. Well, I look forward to having you back out anytime. You're more than welcome to come out and hang with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't wait to watch and see what the guys do. It's going to be fun.
Man, definitely. I appreciate, again, I said it before. Thanks for letting me come out here and share my story, my journey.
Yeah, it's great.
At the end of the day, I'm about my players.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I care about. Parents can hate me. I don't know, the community, everybody, everyone's our coaches in the stands.
Yeah.
I just care about my players.
Yeah.
Like I just try to control what I can. I just stay out the way.
Yeah.
And we just work.
I love it. I'm going to finish with one quick story.
Yeah.
Because me and Coach Souter, I think it was me and Coach Souter, we were talking about you. Because I was asking him, I was like saying I hadn't met you yet.
Yeah.
And I guess right when you, or I don't know, maybe it was a couple other coaches. I can't remember which coach it was specifically. But right after you got the job, yeah, it was Souter. He was, you were like leaning into people right away. And it told me a lot about you because he was just saying how when you first took over, you were like, nah, I want to be doing this like Campbell County, man. Like I want to be holding this thing down like the Campbells. Like it's so interesting how you come in with these relationships and you go right at to learn everybody.
Yeah. And
you're just observant of all of it. But that was Souter's thing was he's such a good dude, man. And he loves ball. He knows it. He leaned in right away.
Yeah. No, man, he does a pretty good job out there at Campbell County, man. He's another good person as well that I come across, like in his coaching circle, especially going in year 2. It just, he already reached out to him. We already set up a scrimmage for the upcoming season.
Let's go.
Because he got a kid that's going to be really good. He's very, he respects my program and like what I do. So, and I respect his as well. He's a good dude, man.
Man.
He's a good dude, man. I like him. Shout out, Coach.
Yeah, shout out Souter.
But yeah, man, I'm real low maintenance and laid back. I only care about my guys and getting better. So my job is when somebody, let's say if you're a freshman, you don't want to when you become a senior, you don't have a freshman basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
So while I'm here, it's like we're gonna develop you in some aspect, but we're gonna do it my way.
Let's go.
So and I'm going to give you the answer to like what you need to do to be successful, whatever I see fit.
Absolutely. I mean, you've done the work.
I mean,
you've done the work, and then you continue to step out and want to lead. I mean, it's cool, man. It's special. Man. It's cool. I'm excited to watch. I really am.
We'll be back for sure. We're just getting started, man.
I know,
we're just getting our feet wet. So that's the thing. So and I think being on the region stage, I think it promotes the program. So
yeah,
which is good. The guys that want to come in, that's there. Like I'm going to pour my heart and soul into the program and to my players.
Yeah,
and control what I can. Everything else is what it is.
Good work, man. Well, I love it. I appreciate you, man.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you. Yeah.
So guys, you should like and subscribe and hit that
Okay,
I can't get it.
Okay.
I'm not used to this.
Okay. Hey guys, subscribe to my dad's video and just like the bell.
Hit that like and subscribe button, hit that bell.
And stay tuned. Love
100%.
y'all.
Love y'all. We're out.
I love that.